When the cameras flashed at the latest BMF premiere, fans expected to see the usual faces: actors, producers, celebrities, and behind them, the shadow of the man who inspired it all, Big Meech. But something was off this time. Meech was nowhere to be found, and it wasn't by choice. Word started spreading that 50 Cent had quietly banned Big Meech from attending any more BMF premieres. That's when everything changed. People started asking questions. How could the man whose life inspired the entire show suddenly be shut out? What happened between 50 Cent and Big Meech? And why did it come to this? The tension between 50 Cent and Big Meech had been building for a while behind the scenes. At first, everything seemed perfect. 50 Cent, the mastermind behind the hit Starz show BMF, had turned Meech's real-life story into a cultural phenomenon. The show was raw, dramatic, and powerful, exactly the kind of series that hip-hop fans and street legends craved. Meech had supported it from behind bars, sending messages of appreciation, blessing the cast, and even cheering on his son, Lil Meech, who plays him in the series. But over time, things started to get complicated. Big Meech, still serving his sentence, started feeling like he was being left out of the spotlight. He wasn't just the inspiration, he was the story. Yet the money, the fame, and the decisions were all happening without him. And that didn't sit right. According to insiders, Meech started making phone calls, asking questions about money, involvement, and how his name was being used. He wanted more say. He wanted more control. And most of all, he wanted a bigger cut. That's when things got tense. 50 Cent is known for his no-nonsense attitude. He doesn't play games when it comes to business. If you start moving in ways he doesn't like, he'll shut the door fast. And that's exactly what he did. Sources say 50 started pulling back. Communication with Meech became limited. Access was denied. And when it came time to plan the next round of premieres, 50 gave the green light to keep Big Meech completely out of the picture. People close to the situation say Meech was furious. He had counted on these events not just for exposure, but for income. Since being in prison, his financial situation has gotten worse. The money that once flowed freely during the BMF era is long gone. Legal fees, lifestyle upkeep, and prison expenses have taken a toll. Meech had been hoping that the BMF series would be a new wave of opportunity, something to keep him relevant and help him get back on his feet. Now, that lifeline was slipping away. It wasn't just about the money, though. It was about respect. Meech had built an empire. Whether you liked what BMF represented or not, you couldn't deny the power it held in the streets. Meech and his brother Terry weren't just drug dealers. They were legends. The cars, the jewelry, the parties, the music industry ties. It was larger than life. And now, to be treated like an outsider in your own story? That's humiliation. Terry, Southwest T, was reportedly embarrassed by the whole situation. He's been trying to keep things calm, playing the middleman between 50 and Meech. Terry's been out of prison for a while now and has managed to rebuild some parts of his life. He's more focused on business and staying clean. But seeing his brother shut out like this, after everything they've been through, it's been hard. Sources say he tried to talk to 50, tried to smooth things over, but 50 wasn't budging. And now, fans are starting to notice. Why is Big Meech missing from every major moment? Why hasn't he spoken in new interviews? Why is his name getting smaller in the credits and promo? The silence speaks volumes. It's like he's slowly being erased from the public version of his own legacy. What makes this even crazier is how fast the relationship between 50 and Meech fell apart. Just a few years ago, 50 was shouting out Big Meech in every interview, telling the world that this was a story that needed to be told. He even helped cast Lil Meech to play his father, coaching him, guiding him, and giving him the tools to shine. But now, the father is being pushed aside, and the son is left standing in the spotlight alone. That dynamic has created tension too. People are starting to wonder how Lil Meech feels about all of this. On one hand, he owes his breakout role to 50 Cent. On the other hand, it's his father being banned. It's a tough spot to be in. Does he speak up for his dad and risk losing his career momentum? Or does he stay quiet and protect the opportunity? So far, Lil Meech has kept his mouth shut. But behind the scenes, sources say he's torn. The situation is messy, and it's not just a personal drama. It's a business war. Big Meech wants his due. He wants respect, money, and involvement. He wants to be part of the image that's being sold to the world. But 50 Cent isn't the kind of person who bends under pressure. He's built his empire on control, precision, and cutting off anyone who becomes a problem. That's how he took over music, TV, and business. For now, the band stands. Big Meech is officially out. No more red carpets, no more backstage passes, no more photos with the cast. He's been blacklisted from the very brand that carries his name. And as humiliating as that is, it also shows how ruthless the industry can be. 1 minute you're the story. Next minute, you're a liability. Fans are split. Some say 50 is just protecting the brand. Others say he's gone too far. How are you going to tell Big Meech he can't come to a BMF event? That's wild. One fan wrote online. Another commented, "This show don't even feel real without Meech being part of it. They playing with his legacy." Meanwhile, Meech is said to be scrambling for cash. With limited income and rising expenses, he's trying to figure out his next move. There are rumors he's considering writing a tell-all book or doing an exclusive interview from prison to tell his side of the story. That could shake everything up. If Meech speaks, and he really opens up about how BMF was created and how he feels about being shut out, it could cause major damage to the show and to 50 Cent's brand. But there's also a risk. Speaking out could make things worse. 50 Cent doesn't respond well to public shots. If Meech takes it there, he could be permanently iced out of all future projects, even those outside of BMF. It's a dangerous game to play, especially when you're already low on options. Terry is stuck in the middle. He's trying to hold the pieces together, keep the brand alive, and stop the drama from blowing up bigger than it already has. But even he knows, this kind of tension can't stay hidden for long. Something's going to crack. Either 50 Cent and Big Meech find a way to make peace, or this turns into an all-out war of words, deals, and betrayal. For now, all eyes are on what happens next. Will Meech break his silence? Will Lil Meech get caught in the crossfire? Will Terry be forced to choose a side? The BMF story isn't over, it's just taken a dark turn, and the fans are watching every step.